Chris Jenkins might have hit the game-winning shot in the NCAA championship game, but the most interesting topic going on in the relation to the NBA draft and college basketball and high school basketball is Thon Maker, the 7'1", could-be experimentally revolutionary player in the NBA. Granted, his Draft Express profile might say otherwise. Been doing a lot of research in terms of this guy's game. But before we get into any of the discussion and why maybe he's going to be a loophole in this year's NBA draft, have a look at his highlight tape that I know burst out a couple months ago. It might have been a year ago. Again, still 30 seconds of this. It's pretty awesome. Love watching these high schoolers play, Francis.
I love just watching these high schoolers. Creepy.
Initial reaction before you get into any of the comparisons and how there's development needed. Obviously, this guy needs to eat like one carbohydrate would go a mile on this guy's body. He would need to start eating like The Rock does, which is like 800 pounds of cod a year. Have you heard about this?
I mean, it's a lot of tuna. And by the way, from my experience of tuna, doesn't come out the best way in terms of the gastro-sides. I don't imagine that Rock's partners are happy with that. Cod farts.
Cape Cod farts. Your initial reaction to seeing a 7'1" guy shoot like Kevin Durant in high school, calm down, dribble like NBA point guards, block like Hassan Whiteside. Like, what do you?
For me, but this is a good thing. This is a good thing here. Because if you're a basketball expert coming in who's watched the game for maybe 10, 15 years, you're like, oh, this is unbelievable. Like, how is a guy that's this big? And I'm still on that train. How's a guy this big? But for me, I think I'm growing with the game in the new generation of basketball and how I'm expecting to see guys that just are redefining each position. We have point guards like Steph Curry who shoot and are scoring more than anyone else when you're retrospectively looking at guys who are shooting guards in other positions to score more. And
Anthony Davis.
And then you're looking at centers now who are able to shoot like outside shooters. When you have Porzingis being able to drain threes, you have Karl Anthony Towns who's able to drain shots from deep. So I'm almost like, I'm a new form of basketball fan, accustomed to what has been presented to me for the last 5-10 years. Is like LeBron James redefines every aspect of physics and acrobatics and any sort of different athletic ability. But I think we've taken that and now we're just adding it to different positions so that you have guys that can shoot from ridiculous range but are also centers who post up like no other and add these different dynamics to the game. It's not. I don't think it's any longer where it's going to be a hindrance for people to be that tall.
Right.
I think now yes, we have 7-footers who are still kind of similar to the 7-footers of old that we've seen in the Shaqs and who are able to post up and be effective that way. But now it seems that the way the game's moving, you're seeing people develop outside parts of the game, and it's phenomenal to watch. A guy that's that size, able to dribble like that, maneuver his body, stutter step, all those things are just, for me, just allowing me to fall more in love with the game.
So, I think it makes for a very interesting experiment with all these guys that are, and like you just mentioned, Davis we've been through it before, but you're right about like the new wave of what is a point guard and what is a center, and what is a power forward.
And everything in between, you can probably go between each position.
There really are. Giannis Antetokounmpo, which I practice pronouncing every single day.
That was really impressive, Jason.
It's my best asset. 6'11", got moved to the point guard position halfway through the season and has been playing unbelievably well under Jason Kidd's guidance as a point guard, and he will go into next season as a point guard.
Some would say he's a freak.
He is the Greek of freaks, which is also a great way to describe the economy in Greece, because they are bankrupt. But outside of Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Draft Express profiles and Sports Illustrated, their roundtable, very skeptical about Thon Maker. Right now, he is the biggest wild card in the draft for two reasons. One, what is Adam Silver going to do about eligibility? Thon Maker is 1 year removed from high school. He's in a postgraduate school before college, after high school. He's also 19 years of age. He qualifies for the NBA draft. It's just a matter of that he didn't go to college. Moutier kind of did this, went and played basketball overseas, but was also 1 year removed from high school, 19 years old, but he also didn't do a postgraduate type of program. He played, not for long, but he played in China, I believe. Thon Maker's in Toronto, and this tape came out, and a lot of critics came out and were either, oh my God, this experiment could be amazing. If you get him the right coach, the right development, build some size, this guy can change the game. And the others were, well, it really depends on what coach and what system. This guy can't go to the 76ers this year and get placed in the league as a starting center or point guard,
Maybe
whatever the hell you put him.
Literally.
The reality is that where he gets drafted will be more strategic on what a team wants and needs. If they want to put in the investment, he'll ride the bench or be in the D-League for a year or two. But if he develops accordingly and everything goes right, he could be a game changer because that is not a guardable player.
Yeah.
The idea of him, he is an NBA 2K create a player mode. You make a 7'1" guy who can create space like Kevin Durant does with the lanky, gangly arms and stuff like that. It's a little bit awkward in movement, but you also see if you can shoot at the height of 7 feet, you don't need to create that much space because you're just where you are. No one could block you. Yeah. You can't get blocked. He also pulled a Dr. J move, which is really dope. But for me, I think he absolutely should be eligible. It's bullshit that there's a one and done rule in college. We've been through that. And B, I think end of the first round. Someone should take the chance. Greg Popovich should take the chance.
What have you got to lose?
Boston Celtics have 8 picks in this draft, I think. Maybe 9, maybe 12, maybe 7. They should take the chance on him. Let him develop. You have not much to lose if you have enough picks in the draft. If you want to take him 3rd overall, by all means, that's a gamble and a half, and you won't see him he won't be playing for 3 years. But
and like trust me, like from the tape you're seeing there as well, I think he's older than a lot of those kids he's playing against.
19,
You've got to take into consideration competition. We haven't seen
it's
him
like when you
at the college level.
It's really similar when you go pick up soccer on the pitch. And for some reason, you always challenge like the 8th graders. You always dominate them.
Every week I come in. How many did you score this week, Francis?
17.
7 or 8. But that's just to make myself feel better. That's my own agenda. But you have to take into consideration that you got to take the competition that he's playing against. If we've seen this style of play in college basketball and consistently, if we've seen this displayed all throughout that level of competition,
I want an 8-footer. I want an 8-footer.
I don't think it's possible.
I want an 8-footer.
The way the world's going, maybe.
Give me an 8-footer who can shoot threes.
But I mean, the same thing, when you see someone like Yao Ming come into the league and you're going to tell me that Yao Ming can dribble like that?
I want a 12. Oh, yeah, come
that's
on.
What I'm saying.
Yao Ming was a Hall of Famer without it. Imagine if he had it.
That's what I'm saying. Back then, no one would have thought that would be possible. That's not possible.
Back then, the Tesla
What does
Model
Adidas
3
tell us?
didn't exist. All right, got to comment below. We're getting yelled at. We got to go. We're going to comment below with Thon Maker. Where does he get drafted? Who should take the chance? And what do you think Adam Silver will do about his decision to declare for the NBA draft? At Francis_Maxwell, at Francis Maxwell Host on Instagram, at JasonRube91 for both. TYT Sports, at TYT Sports.